Welcome and welcome again. This is the podcast where we dissect the latest street talk. My name is the Divergent Thinker.
And my name is CK. Clement Karuga.
Over the week, we've seen the youth have been rising to voice their concern. And also, for the first time, I saw a Twitter space with 50,000 people.
MP wetu amepeana 10,000 utanunua simiti. Hiyo ni pesa ya wizi. They are stealing your money and bribing churches so that churches can keep quiet.
And you know, among them in the Twitter spaces was the CS Murkomen. He tried joining the live and he was bashed. He was told that the leaders, you nyinyi ni wezi. Now, what? We are in a new age. Do you think the political scene in Kenya is changing?
The political scene, dichotomy, pedagogy, and the political arena in Kenya is changing. Remember, these are people, the youth, are poking holes. They're critiquing the government of Kenya. So it means that if you critique something, meaning they are right, they have seen something from afar, they are not old, it means that they are learned, they have seen something from the government that is trying to be imposed on them, and it means that they are going to be leaders in the society.
Also, one thing that we can note, that the youth are fearless. We've seen some of the Twitter influencers being arrested, and the government is scratching its head, is asking who is funding this protest. And the youth are telling them, Raila Odinga is not sponsoring this protest. No old politician is sponsoring this protest. Russia is not sponsoring this protest, because that's another topic. That's another item we'll discuss, because the government spokesperson, you know, the government, we have reached a point the government doesn't know what is happening. This is a new wave that is confusing them. They are actually saying, we saw the government spokesperson said, it's the Russian government who is sponsoring this youth, because Ruto said that the Russia is so evil.
Russia's invasion of Ukraine has been a horrifying spectacle of carnage and devastation, which has left 500,000 people dead and 7.1 million people displaced in its wake.
And the government is speculating. That's according to this government spokesperson. And also, according to even the majority leader, is saying, those are people looking for TikTok views. And also, they're underlooking this generation. You know, some are saying maybe it may be the hand of, you know, the opposition, Raila, on the behind fueling this youth so that they can ban this country. But what's the opinion on this? Is there anybody who is supporting or who is funding this protest, in your opinion?
Actually, according to my opinion, actually no one is supporting or funding this protest. Remember, if you are funding all these people, where are you going to get all this money to fund this protest? This is something that came about from the people, from the youth, Gen Z. So neither Raila, neither Russia, nor Russia is supporting the predicament in that matter. So it means that for you to protest, you have felt it. It has already you have already felt it from afar. So according to the financial bill that was passed 2023-2024 fiscal year, it means that they already introduced taxes, and these taxes are the ones which are making the youth to go to the streets, because they do not want to feel the pain that they already felt. Remember, according to Kiswahili, you have this methali that goes like this. Ukiumwa na nyoka ukiona ungongo unaruka.
Once beaten,
twice shy. So they are avoiding that the current regime. So it means that Russia is not supporting. Raila Odinga is not supporting it. Either social media influencers are not the ones who are supporting it. The youth are not going to the street because of views. No, that is totally wrong according to the parliamentarian who said so. No, not according to views, but according according to the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs. We usually focus on the future. The future is better than today. So it means that they have to project
Their
what
voice.
is what will happen in the future,
in the
and
future.
for that matter, they have to project their voice so that they be heard. Remember, these are people. This mass, most of them are not rich. Yeah? Most of them are not rich, and if they are rich, it means that they have already enlarged themselves in the forex, in the online business, and this is not something that is sustainable. It comes and goes, so they have to look for a way to survive for the fittest. Yes.
And also, in my opinion, what I've noted, that the table, the government, the national cake, when it's being divided, the youth are not given anything. Also, when they're coming up with political parties, the nomination, it's rare to find a youth. And when a youth is, by chance, he gets elected or appointed, the government usually turn that youth into a puppet. So there's a way the government is amassing a lot of influence, has been possessing a lot of influence, and now comes a shocker. Now they've been used like to the mandamanos of Raila's protesters from Mathare. Now they are having a new generation, a new demographic. The youths, they are coming up with TikTok. They're even saying, we are peaceful, we are peaceful. They are recording. The police are confused because they don't know what to do with these people. Some of them are young. Some of them, they call them the slave queen. And that's the reason why the government is taking this revolution as a joke, because they're thinking, these people are here for likes, for tap, follow.
You mentioned something to do with you mentioned something to do with people in government, like for example, the political parties, the formation of these political parties. I have this Salame rally, Junguku, Halikosi Ukoko. So the government itself, they usually look at these people who are old, and they usually adapt them as very intelligent people. And they leave out the youth.
The youth.
And for that matter, if the youth are left out in the mix, so it means that they will look for a way or another to get into government.
Into government.
Yeah. So that is that.
And also the recycling of these old people, they're the one who are those who have failed to secure position are the one who are being recycled and put into CS position. People like maybe Moses Kuria failed to be governor of Kiambu. They're the one who are being recycled to be CS, and people are coming with tough questions. We must ask the government tough question. This is something that our parents could not do because they experienced the Moi regime. Now they are shocked. And also, I've seen there's a new way the DCI is capturing the influencers from TikTok, from Twitter, and taking them and holding them incommunicado. They don't want to book them. Do you think that is right?
They silence them.
Do you
that,
think
that is not right? That is not right, because we usually believe that we are a country of democracy. We are Democrats, and in democracy, usually argue that that is where you have the freedom to do whatever you want, as far as it is as far as the threshold and to doing good in the society, which are guided by the constitution. So it means that we are going to back days, to the olden days, barbaric days. Whereby when you do something, you are taken into incommunicado, or even being killed,
harassed,
for that
killed,
matter.
so that you can silence.
Yeah, so that is something that is in the old. Remember, even during the French Revolution of 1893, the three facets or the three slogans were égalité, actualité, and what? To liberalize themselves from captivity. That is what the youth they are doing. Remember, history repeats itself. So it is a revolution. It is a revolution. So you cannot stop a revolution until there is good governance. That is what the youth are saying. You must do us good so that we stop protesting.
And I also advise the government to take this serious, because these youths don't think they're making Twitter or tap thing or TikTok lives. Or these people are serious. Some of the people on the street, they don't have job and they are learned. Some of them have degrees from KU, UON, and those best universities.
They are not mad.
They are learned. So they are thinking these people. The problems I've seen with the majority leader who is being saying that these people are there for TikTok likes. He thinks he's the only one who went to Alliance. These young people are seeing on the street, some of them were in Alliance, other in Starehe, in those good schools. And if you don't take them seriously, because they told you, come, we discuss this thing.
Yes.
They were on the street peacefully and they were heard being chanting, we are peaceful, we are peaceful. No MP was there to come and listen. They could have called a committee. Maybe they tell this youth, now do this. We want you to give a date with you. We discuss this matter. We can go live on TikTok, or we can even use Twitter, because telling people to come, to choose selective people to come, they'll fear because they will be marked. Yes. But telling people we can open a Twitter space, we go live, the government go live, the president will be in there, they will discuss, they will chart a way forward so that they can know. The MPs are saying, you know, this pesa is a steamer. You know, okay. We have not refused paying taxes. We will pay taxes. Taxes must be paid. Yes. But what the youth are saying, overtaxing us will not help us. We don't have jobs.
So we have two sides of the coin. We have the MPs and you have the youth. The MPs, the argument is that without taxes, we have the PNPs, those teachers of JSS, who are going to be found. They are saying that they must be employed in the PNP, the pensionable and permanent terms. So then we also have the doctors who are already on strike.
Striking, they don't have money.
So these two people, these two groups of people, they should be supplied with money, and that is acceptable.
That's acceptable.
But the problems comes in where you tax very essential commodities. And the taxes that you're going to introduce there are very vibrant. There are many. Actually, there are many. Imagine
also add mobile phones should be taxed.
Importing things that it becomes very difficult for businessmen
to grow themselves, and also taxing these companies. You know, remember this company like Coca-Cola, they're the one who will employ people. And when these companies are being overtaxed, remember we have Rwanda, we have Uganda, we have Tanzania, South Africa. They can go there. You know, that's not actually good. So, and we have not refused to pay taxes, which will go to the JSS. We have not refused doctors being paid.
Sure, yes.
But what we are complaining is money being set up. You know, the renovation, the furniture that was used to the budget of the money that went to the buying of furniture for the State House alone was 1 billion. There's been renovation of State House. There's been renovation of DP's house. You know, don't use a lot of chunk of money on those areas. Also, the house, the office of the, I don't know who, the wife of the president and the DP. You know, that's the loophole where money is going. You know, take this money, take it to the teachers.
So actually, they want accountability. Remember,
we want accountability.
Even the other fiscal year, there was no accountability. Remember, we had cases whereby money was being stolen, money was going, it was disappearing out of in the thin air. So they want accountability. If you are going to tax us, we must see what you are doing with the money.
And also, don't put people who are not doing job. Those ministries should have people who are accountable. They are doing their work. Yeah, that's what the youth have been asking. Accountability. They don't have jobs. They don't, you know, and this overtaxation of these products, also sanitary pads. And it's so sad that some women rep, I don't know, was making insensitive comment on this matter. Remember, the pads, there've been a lot of period poverty, you know. So many girls cannot afford pads. It's actually the self-help group which are helping them. Actually, that's not totally right. And also, if these views are not heard, they'll come up with a revolution. You know, remember what happened in Sri Lanka. They will be motivated by such videos. The such videos, they are seeing that such videos, what happened in Sri Lanka. And also, we had people in Sri Lanka who invaded the state. So the government should avoid the youth reaching to that point.
So on the other matter, it's about education. If you are going to invest around 686 million or around 700 million in education, remember this is money that is going to be allocated in education. So we must see the system CBC working. Yes, even the previous year there was a lot of money that was allocated in education. But what is happening? We're still having problems in education.
No facilities,
so
no books.
Where does this money go to? What does this money do? Remember, we have a lot of people. We have professors who are unemployed. So because the education that is going is not quality. Remember, education is the one that is being instilled in our medulla oblongata. It is much quantified than qualified. Quantified
And qualified.
Yes, in our
education system.
Yes, so we must see a change.
And also the issue of land. There's this issue of land release. You know, land is so precious to any African. Ask any African about land or what you want to possess in future. Ask any Gen Z, ask anybody, what do you want to own in future? Apart from saying cars, everybody will say, I want to own a piece of land. That piece, that soil. You know, there's so much pride that comes with owning a part, a soil. And this land can be used as inheritance, taking generation to generation. Now coming up with some crazy ideas like, let's lease land. The people should, you lease land. Let's move land from ownership to leasing. No, that's not actually going to happen. That is
killing us.
That's not going to happen because people depend on this land to farm. And I also heard America saying that if there is something that a man's yearns is to own land. So you cannot tell us about leasing land. We are not going to lease any land, and that will not happen. And this bill should be revised very carefully, because if the MP think that these people are just for the TikTok likes, they should.
That is a fallacy. That is a fallacy among them.
Because they will lead us to a dangerous path. They are misadvising the president. They must come and choose the essential areas, such as we have not refused to pay teachers, doctors. That we have not refused, and we will pay taxes for that. But introducing some crazy ideas, creatives, the youth are, taking the least a youth can think now is to learn some editing skill and take that camera and go and make content creation. And that's why I've seen many youth, with cameras, with phones on the street. They are trying to make content, to economize that content.
Yeah. So what I would urge is this. Remember, we have two groups, the youth and the member of parliaments. Most of them are not well attached to the situation that the youth are going through. The reality now. So most of them are usually practice the fallacy of ignoratio, whereby they are ignorant to the situations that are affecting these people. Yeah? They are taken to the parliament.
They have eaten their cake, they are now full.
Yeah, they are not full.
They are vomiting on us. Yeah. So on my part, that was the conversation. We are advocating for peace. Above all, we are advocating for peace because Kenya is so great and it's our country, and we want fairness in this country.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.